What's up, guys? Welcome to Team Fortress TV's coverage of ETF2L Season 27. We are tonight covering a Week 4 official between the recently sponsored Ascent.EU versus SVIFT. Tonight, my co-caster will be Twiggy.
Yep.
I'm HiipFire, as I've not introduced myself yet, and our producer tonight will be the one and only Beater. So this is it's quite a cool official. This will be like the first well, it'll be the second real test for SVIFT, because technically Ascent, or not the Antic SVIFT game was like the first real test for SVIFT, but you know they had two subs, and then this roster folded after that official basically. So this is really like the first real test for the team, and I'm quite excited. Are you excited, Twiggy?
Yeah. At the moment, Ascent, formerly top 5 Rocket, are sitting at the 4th place of the season. They have had quite rough matches. I believe it was against Lego previously.
Yes.
Where they narrowly lost 2-1 on Golden Cap on process and just 2-1 on Badlands. So they definitely proved that they have what it takes to fight against Lego. But SVIFT, man, that's another story. Especially because we are now entering the Viaduct. We are doing the second week on Viaduct, and man, I don't want to face Tiger on Viaduct.
Yeah, Tiger is pretty. It's pretty painful to play against. I mean, he consistently puts up like strong stats on just 5 CP maps, and Product is like the scout map. So yeah, that'll be quite painful. But yeah, we saw them play against Nunya last week, which, I mean, Nunya's a pretty solid team, but now we're gonna see them against what will probably be one of the 4 playoff teams this season. And I mean, Ascent has some good scouts. You know, they have Credu, they have Neo. Credu definitely showed up quite well at I-61 on scout, and well, Neo didn't attend I-61, but he's pretty decent.
Yeah, I believe that Credu has a lot of potential. Maybe not just there on top this season, alongside like Tiger and Samzy, but he's definitely one of the upcoming talents for the future of the game. And it's nice for Ascent to have picked up Credu and Fluo, bringing more players into the top Premiership game. Can only do good to the game, in my opinion.
Ooh, those beautiful Ascent jerseys on the player models and the stats. I wasn't prepared
Really nice
for these. These look amazing. Korvac has some interesting hair going on, but yeah, these are the little fancy stats, just showing you off what has been going on when it comes to stat-wise on this team this season. And I mean, these stats look relatively like, at least, well, they seem like kind of standard stats. You can see that the scouts are doing decent on KD Elikor as well, and then you have the standard little pocket roamer KD differences. But Korvac with the 14 air shots, easy.
Korvac is definitely a very twitchy player and can hit very big shots. He has a tendency to play very all-in, where he goes for a lot of bombs. Most of the time it doesn't work, but when it works, it puts his team at a big advantage. So if skill and luck show up tonight for him, it can definitely be a pain for Babs. But what's very interesting about Ascent roster is that they are very centered around the pipe master Elikor, just filling the shoes of the old demoman, of the old Frenchy superstar Kuna with the pipes. And I was looking at logs from the past week, and Elikor takes quite a lot of heals, and heal repartition is not shown on the stat, unfortunately, but he's always the top target for Umbrak to heal, around 30%. That's quite a lot for Demoman in 2017, considering that Demoman has been nerfed and such. But it works for him because he really has the pipe deathmatch to show up. So if Elikor and Korvac are showing up tonight, I think this is going to be close.
Well, now let's look at their opponents here. SVIFT with slightly less fancy portraits here. You got some. You got, you know, you can look at the stats. You see, actually, Samzy, with at least when it comes to like the number when it comes to like KDs and KADs is actually looking quite good when it comes to not dying. And then you have Tiger, who has the 282 second place DPM. You see that the scouts on this roster are quite the force to be reckoned with, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. Any team with Tiger these days is very strong. Now that Stark is retired, and it's very amazing to see that a lot of top players are actually British in this game. If you work on the past players, but yeah, Tiger currently is at the top, and Ali as well. Ali, I believe, is main calling as well for SVIFT. He has been mentored by Cadis. We all know his value. A very good asset. He knows very well the game and how to play it. Yeah, so they're just a solid team. They can play. What?
And you know, yeah, you say that like Ali is definitely was taught a little bit by Cadis, but the calling style between Cadis and Ali are definitely a bit differently. Ali likes to call a bit more aggressively, and as we probably saw in the old 7 roster from the start of the year, there was definitely some more, I guess you could call it messy, but just a little bit more aggressive play, which is definitely carried over into the SVIFT roster.
I think it suits a lot better Silentes and Tiger, and yeah. Silentes very good. Like not the same style as Drac. Obviously, he watches much less doors and bombs a lot more, but he's not as suicidal as Korbak, I would say. Maybe more in the vein of old MG Mike gameplay there, but yes, Silentes definitely has a very good deathmatch ability. So yeah, he showed up very good games on Viaduct during scrims this week for SVIFT. Yeah, it looks to be very interesting. It really depends on how they approach the Snake water map, if they opt to play very aggressive, very messy, or if they opt to play like a more slow or standard play.
So we're looking at some of the head-to-heads right now. There's actually, you can see the little bit of a difference between the pocket play styles on Ascent and on SVIFT, because Polygon tends to play a little bit more standard pocket style, getting a lot of heals and just, you know, being the center of the combo, while Flu and Korbak, they kind of, at least for the games I've seen before, they tend to play a little bit more, the rules a bit more fluidly, like Flu sacks in a lot as well, and Korbak sacks in a lot as well. So as you can see on this one,
that explains as well why Elacour gets so much heals usually. But the downside of this playstyle is that your soldiers are going to be at 300 health much less often, and in return that makes them more vulnerable to scouts. So it really depends if you and Korbak can synchronize properly. Otherwise, without buffs and just jumping around, they run the risk to being eaten alive by Samzy and Tiger. But we are going to see just now.
Yeah, the first round is starting right now. For this first minute, I want to see the Pipe Master Elacour in action right now. He's rolling out relatively smoothly, no beefs just yet, but he's approaching in. Sticky Spam is coming in right now. He's a little bit faster to mid than Ali is, but it won't be making such of a difference. With Flu jumping in very aggressively, getting 2 rockets onto Babs. Korbak with the cleanup onto Babs as well, doing great damage. Tiger and Silentes going down as well. Ascent is down 2 soldiers, but Samzy is going to get isolated very quickly, and Polygon trying to get onto Umbrak will fall as well. And that will be the first mid for Ascent as they push into second.
Yeah, pretty nice coordination by Flu and Tiger. I was talking about how key it's going to be, and they got it perfectly on the first middle. That's exactly how you want to play against good scouts that can eat you up when the fights are long. But Tiger is now sniping, and Samzy is building a sentry gun. The sentry gun is going to be on the left side. I'm not sure that it has been discovered yet by the Ascent crew. Where is Umbrak? Umbrak is under there looking to push from shutter door. I don't think the sentry is going to matter too much there.
Yeah, it's gonna get spammed down immediately. All the SVIFT players are in spawn. They're trying to clear the sticks right now. They actually get the frag onto Ali and the soldier on the left side. Now the Uber is faded, so now Uber fight, and the scouts are trying to wreak havoc on the left side for SVIFT. They get 1 frag, but all they will really get, but the fight has gone on too long, and Neo's trying to link up with Umbrak so they can safely back off.
Not everyone can play this cap like HiipFire does and just capping instantly the last. And unfortunately for Ascent, they are now facing a 50% Uber disadvantage, and they are going to need some kind of force play onto middle. It's up to Ali to choose where they wanna push. It looks like it's going to be either choke or kitchen. I believe that if they push choke, oh no, they are trying to push choke and milking. It's nicely done as Ascent is showing a lot of respect to Babs and Ali, maybe too much, because it means now that Babs still has a 25% advantage they might be able to use, but no, instead they sent Silentes to try to kill Umbrak. It was just one rocket shot, and now it's even Ubers, and Neo is sniping. Where is Neo? Neo is in the forward spawn.
So this is going to be our first stalemate of this match. No rounds won just yet, so this is going to be no real pressure on both teams to really push. It's going to be whichever team gets impatient first, or which team gets the pick first. And Neo is trying really hard to get that pick onto Ali, but gets piped in the face and misses the shot. Unfortunately, no pick for Ascent just yet, but quite curious exactly what SVIFT is going to do in response.
Silentes is going to try something. He's got his buff. He's now peeking on window. Yes, Silentes is going for it. Oh, it's one rocket short again. Maybe he can get... Nice. Nice done. Nicely done by Umbrak to milk there. I was a bit afraid for a moment because Silentes wasn't cleaned immediately. But yeah, we are going to assist to some kind of sack play like that. And look at where Babs is sitting. It's a very interesting position. She can't get killed by Neo picking from choke. It looks like they practiced this. The position looked very well thought of for the SVIFT roster.
Yeah, at this point, Neo is just going to hope that someone will peek in, and SVIFT will just desperately be sacking players in. But actually, there's Neo with the demo pick, and Korback with the air shot onto Silentes, and then Kratos with the cleanup means that they have 2 frags, Demo Soldier, and this is basically a free point for Ascent if they can make it through. Should be able to make it through without popping. There is some spam coming around, but Polygon getting jumped by Flu. It's too, but Samzy is in. They commit their Uber into this, and Tiger actually gets Korback getting bled through that Uber there. Tiger is behind, and Ascent's kind of in a really awkward position now, and Tiger coming through lowers, just trying to get that sniper pick. Elikor going down means that Ascent has to completely back off, and as they back off, they lose both their scouts, and Flu it's a little bit awkwardly sitting on second, but Umbrak at least successfully made it out.
I wasn't sure if Babs was going to block there because she kind of left Polygon alone, but in the end, yeah, the double scout really wreaked havoc onto the Ascent team. Maybe just doing a force play onto Babs would have been a better choice for Ascent. Who knows? But now the Ali and his crew are trying to push, but they don't have charge quite yet. They only have a 30% advantage, and they have to face a heavy, but unfortunately the heavy is not crossbowed in time. Will Silentes die? Yes, Silentes is dead, and the Uber is going to be on play now, and there are like no buffs except on Neo on the side of Ascent. Umbrak is at 90% and there is no cap time, and Bab is going to retreat without popping. Very well played, and now Ascent is going to try to push, but can they against the charge? Oh, it looks like... Is Babs looking to block with Silentes? Looks like it.
Trying to. They have not committed their Uber, as you said. The Blue on the point is going to trade frags right now, and Samzy actually going down to the sticks. Tiger is on logs, trying to get a frag onto Umbrak. Umbrak pops his Uber. Now the Ubers are committed from both teams, but the player numbers in favor of Ascent, and SVIFT is going to have to back off.
Its refusal to pop onto Silentes there was the downfall of the SVIFT push, and now we are looking at some kind of dry push onto mid. It's a very advantageous situation for SVIFT, and surely they won't just leave this point having the forward spawns. Soldiers are trading, but as time goes on, it favors SVIFT with the respawns, and it looks like Elikor and Umbrak know it, and yeah, with Kredu dying, that will spill the beans for Ascent, and they will have to retreat.
A little bit of indecision in Saw there, not sure if they wanted to commit or if they wanted to back off, so Kredu does lose his life because of it, and because of that, actually, Ascent doesn't really want to contest this point. They're just going to give it up to SVIFT and just sit on last with this even Uber situation that they have got going on right now.
Yep, no off class so far for Ascent. Standard cookie cutter. What is going to be the play for SVIFT? SVIFT are just posturing in lobby. Back in the day, the teams used to just push and trade healers, but I doubt we are going to see that. Instead, maybe just watch Silentes, maybe he has something under the bag, maybe they will do a double stack or something, but no, Credu is going to snipe, and this will force the SVIFT roster to at least adapt a little bit to it, and yes, that's a 2-man sack, Silentes and Tiger, and they've managed to successfully force Ombrag. So now Ascent has to be very quick, very swift, should I say, if they want to force Babs before Tiger and Silentes are up. And no,
Corback
won't happen.
Corback tried to sack him, but immediately got caught by a little sticky trap from Ali, so now they have to reckon with this full Uber advantage. Babs. Oh, Babs pops really early, and there's not really many frags they're getting, but Samsy's on the point, and nobody contests it. Blue is tries to get the frag, but can't get the frag in time, and that'll be the first round going to SVIFT.
Yep, and that's how you use Uber advantage onto Snakewater, you just go on to the point. But I don't really get the decision of Credu to go engineer, knowing that Babs had Uber. It was sure that he wouldn't have time to set up properly. Maybe some other class should have done the job, or just stay scout. But yeah, second middle, take us through it.
But then again, Ascent's gonna jump in with the double soldier aggressing once again to get the Babs frag. No real other cleanup frags though. Elocor trying to aggress through, goes down. So now Ascent is just gonna try and back off. They need to watch out for players trying to wrap around. Silentes is trying to get in, get that Umbrak frag, but Corback actually just gets 2 frags in Saw. And this is actually very bad. This chase from SVIFT has not worked out the way they intended to. Silentes is still hiding, trying to get onto Umbrak, gets 2 rockets, and Umbrak just barely survives. And even though Ascent was backing off into their lobby, they're now back on mid, capping out.
The strategy of bombing the 2 soldiers just barely worked this time. SVIFT knew it was coming, and they didn't send anyone bombing. I think just they were just whiffing a bit some shots there, and that's what allowed Ascent to kill Babs. But in the end, SVIFT bought a lot of time with this play from Silentes, and they will be able to get their charge to hold last. So that's not so bad for SVIFT.
They're coming through lower right now, they're coming in really fast. Elocor tries to get onto Babs as fast as possible, try to get that frag, but unfortunately Babs had her Uber charge in time, and now Ascent has to just fight without that Uber, but they're bombing it from the left side, getting a lot of damage onto that combo. Flu jumping it as well, getting great cleanup. He just has this Scout Tiger to fight, but he's not going to get that frag, and just barely Ascent loses that fight.
I like the reaction of the Ascent crew as soon as Umbrak went down. Just bombing like that, it was very well coordinated. Like that's 1 rocket away from, they are 1 rocket away from winning the round, and they can opt to block the point. That's what they're going to do. But Silentes with a great timing picks Umbrak just at the start. Where were the scouts to protect him? It was only Corback shooting rockets.
There's a scout going last. Ali's going back to try and deal with him. A lot of players going back actually right now, so SVIFT is back on last. So a good little distraction play for Ascent, just giving them some extra time. Corback actually also on last. And do they actually know that this is going on? They don't actually know. Corback might be able to get the flank going. Silentes sees it coming. He's gonna jump in now. Ascent needs to block this point, and Corback will win that fight. He will get the back half just in time, and it will be 1-1. That's
yeah.
All right. I like it.
Yeah, I like the try for Ascent. They're really making the most out of the bad situation they are forced in. Yeah, they're making SVIFT crumble a little bit. Now let's look at how Ascent approaches this mid, because they saw previously that SVIFT was very ready to welcome 2 soldiers bombing, and instead flew up to go catch them.
Goes for a little bit of a just flank play, and Polygon and Silentes try to go very aggressive on top, but they lose Polygon. He goes down afterwards, but Blue is still behind. He gets great damage onto Ali there. He is still alive, just kind of splitting the attention from the Swift players, and they're just going to back off and give Ascent this midpoint. They're going to try actually roll this into second right now.
Exactly, I like the mix-up from the Ascent crew. The distraction from Free, even though he did little damage early on, just kept the scouts from Swift at bay, and now they just opt to walk a bit in to send Korbak in a more favorable position, but he gets obliterated. And Swift are looking a bit upset by losing the previous round, and Alice is very aggressive in kitchen. There is room to force Babs if someone goes from choke, but instead Tiger just destroys Credo on top, and this is going to open the floodgates for Swift. Will Korbak and Elacour block? Looks like.
Yeah, they will pop the Uber on top of the point. They do have 5 players on this point, but they're all trying to get out through this little saw area, and they will actually lose Flu. The Uber has just faded, and Neo and Elacour catch Semzi in soft, so that is a frag. Actually, there's a soldier in here as well, or not, another scout rather. That Tiger will go down as well, but then Elacour gets taken out by Ali. It's going to be quite difficult for Ascent to go in, but Swift is just bleeding all of these players, and it's now a 4v3 fight onto mid here, and an Ascent soldier jumping in aggressively. Korbak is just straight onto Babs. Polygon will actually be the one to go down. The combo stays alive, and Ascent rolling this into second finds just Ali. Ali gets a good pipe onto Neo, but that's all he's going to get, and there's more chaos going on just everywhere. Small little fights going on. The entire combo of Ascent actually goes into lower trying to catch the medic, and because of this it gets kind of chaotic, and Celestis gets the opening onto Umbrak. But the cap is still there for Ascent, but now Swift has the Uber, and Ascent doesn't even have heals.
Nope. And it's very, that situation on mid was very weird. It looks like Ascent put themselves on the back foot on purpose just to bait Swift players forward. Maybe they have identified a pattern of weakness on Swift play, I don't know, but what I know for is that this retake from Babs and her boys is very solid. And they still have the charge advantage if they want to move on to mid. Now, last time it happened, we saw that Ascent showed a lot of respect by not bombing Babs when she entered from choke, and this time they opt to go window. And again, there is no soldier bombing Babs, and Babs can just walk in for free. And yeah, given the position of Elacour,
oh, but there he is! There's Korbak bombing in the end, getting that force onto Babs. Just taking it, just going for the.
I didn't see it coming, man.
And it went very.
What a skip jump!
Yeah, it took very long, but the force came in, and now Ascent has that Uber advantage that they need. They have 5 players in grass here. They could get wrapped very easily by Swift players, but all the Swift players are actually on the point. They're not really holding back or passively here. Uber's coming in. They see Ali, and there's actually 3 players from Swift behind. Ali, Silentis, and Tiger all going to second. And the players that are on second try to go back, all are going down. They're now finally getting the cleanup on all these players, but it's a little too late, and can't really push now unless Flu stays alive, which actually does. And should be able to maybe try going mid. I mean, you still have the player advantage. Uber isn't up just yet, but the Uber's about to be up for Babs, and it's going to be a bit, I think, a little bit too risky right now.
When in this situation they put the hits on the scout and the demo man, there is no way that Fio can go huge and make something happen onto Babs. And now he tries a player on, so it doesn't work. So I think Ascent is going to just retreat and give up the point. They are already at 80% though, so they definitely don't need to do anything risky. They can just reset on last and be good enough.
Yeah, I don't think Ascent is really too bothered about trying to stalemate this map on a tie right now. I think they'd be happy to even get 1 point in this official, so they definitely won't be too bothered about not really, not maybe forcing this into a golden cap. They actually get Polygon on the right side. Ali as well, both of them overextending, getting just destroyed there by directs from the soldiers there. And now, well, there's 4 Swift players on second and 6 Ascent players on last. Elacour is the one that's going to be leading this through. There comes Korbak as well. Elacour goes down to Tiger. Now need Korbak to jump in, get snuggles, but he needs to get that force out of Babs. He's gonna be jumping in. Babs is kind of alone, and Korbak getting some good rockets, but Babs eventually survives on about 30 HP. And this is not exactly what Ascent was looking for. They're gonna be pushed on through main with a full Uber advantage. Elacour spawning in, and the rest of the spawners coming in 5 seconds, and the heals actually do successfully make it into spawn, and they're rotating the other way around, and the Uber now has faded, and SVIFT is now in an awkward position on the ground, on grass, and kills are just getting traded left and right, but the players are too weak on the side of SVIFT to stay in. Silentis, Ali, Babs are gonna get out. Silentis actually unsuccessfully is gonna get cleaned up by Neo. Now Babs and Ali are getting out through the lower area into mid.
I might be wrong, but did Babs just flash the scouts as they were trying to cap the last point?
That definitely seemed that way. I'm not sure if it actually was that, but it definitely looked like a Tiger. Toby's into Elikor, gets that frag, and Korvac going down as well. This is again Ascent losing a lot of players and just not really having an opportunity to push because of it. And SVIFT actually is going to be Wing their way through Saw right now, and they might be able to catch one of these scouts here. Neo launches straight up. It's going to go down. Ascent is trying to get in with Kredu and Flu, but Flu goes down before the Uber gets caught. They do force that Uber, but Kredu is completely caught. He goes down. Now, even Ubers and Ascent on last is waiting on some spawners, but... Oh, the sticky trap! Ali's dead! This is actually really bad for SVIFT now. Silentis is getting isolated very quickly. Now it's a 4v4 fight with spawners for Ascent, but the SVIFT players are fighting back really well, getting to some frag, and Tiger just walks up to the point. Ascent is just above it, and they can't land on the point in time, and it's gonna be 2-1 for SVIFT.
It looks like these teams are making mistakes on purpose just to bait the other team to push and to catch them into bad positions. That whole round was a bit crazy.
Yeah, this is very chaotic TF2 here, but
I like it, man.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable.
It's better than Stamemates, right?
I'm not judging. This is definitely making for some entertaining gameplay, but 11 minutes left. Ascent needs to get at least one round to at least get a point out of this official. Right now, it's a little bit of a slow mid. There's just a little bit of micro-aggression going on, but Silentis will be the first one that gets a successful aggression, getting a frag. And some trading going around with scouts and soldiers. And Tiger will be the one to aggress straight into the Saw area. Together with Samzi gets the first frag, and then gets the frag onto Elikor as well. And Neo and Ombrak actually have been leading for the last 10 seconds, and they're on last with that Uber.
And it was a shame because like Elikor was doing so much damage on the point. He was doing a very good job of avoiding spam, just standing on the edge of the wooden area on the point. And unfortunately Korvac got caught there. I didn't catch quite how he got caught, but it doesn't matter now. Ascent are stuck on their last, and now Ali and Babs can just opt to sit there if they want to. There's 10 minutes 30 seconds left on the map, 9 minutes 40 seconds left on the round clock, so if they just stay at this for 10 minutes they win. Yeah, so that's an option for them. Will they choose it?
I don't know. This seems a very not SVIFT thing to do. They very much like to push in, and there it is. And they pushed in, well, sacked in rather. Lost 2. They did this before, and last time Ascent didn't really get a very favorable Uber exchange. Or actually, they lost a bunch of players. So yeah, so they're gonna try to make it in, but Kredo dies, and I think Ascent's now gonna have to just go straight back. It's quite hard to push out of last, out of Snake Water last, even if you have 2 picks. And Flu actually going down
it's very difficult because when Polygon stands on the balcony and Babs on the ramp, they can just force early Ombrak on lobby when he tries to walk out and then mono Uber their soldier. It's very difficult for the team that tries to push out of last. I know Ombrak gets forced, but he's on the ground, and Babs can escape for free. Ali is going to die, sure, but oh, Babs got forced. Nice job by I think Korvac. So that salvages the play, and now Ascent has a chance to hold maybe.
This is looking pretty okay. Tiger is sniping in lower. He's gonna go down, which equalizes player counts as Samzi makes it uneven again by getting the frag, the return frag onto Kredu, and Ascent in lobby, a little bit struggling to find that frag onto Samzi, but Samzi gets out. But it's even Ubers again. Kredu will spawn soon. We'll be back in this little equilibrium state. And we'll be waiting what the next move from Ascent will be, which will be a spy. Oh no, never mind. That's a class checking spy. I get baited every time. I see spy and I'm like, oh man, spy. But I'm like, oh, it's just he's just checking off classes. So actually,
Yeah,
it's
what
gonna
else
be.
to do for scouts on last anyway?
I guess.
You see, now is a good time to play engineer because you have all the time in the world to set up stuff. Doesn't.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
setting up things for Ascent is not exactly what they
we have a
want to
similar
do.
setup. We have a similar setup for Swift. It looks like. I think Silentes is going to take his buff, and they're going to do the same double stack play.
Yeah, well, I hope Ascent needs to respond to this a little bit better. Unfortunately, they lose Flu early, and this means that SVIFT is just going to stay on second a little bit more. And I mean, it's a bit risky to do the double sack when you're in the lead like this. I
That
mean,
much. Huh?
like, I guess they kind of saw what happened before with Ascent kind of just flubbing the push out, so they expect maybe Ascent to do the same thing again, but still it's a little bit risky losing those two players. But actually, this wasn't a
Surely
double sack.
riskier than just sending one sack and getting a spy and just waiting. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, they do have the spy now, the Tiger spy. I'm trying to remember if I've seen any big Tiger spy plays before, but I don't really think so. But we're gonna see it now. He's gonna go for that long-term play, that long con on the cloak and dagger. He's gonna slowly make his way through as Ascent is just waiting for the next little spawn wave. They actually find Ali a little bit in drop down, but they won't really get that frag. So
I think Neo is aware of it, definitely. Very paranoid shooting near the tank.
it looks like it.
But he doesn't even need to do anything. If they just burn time, it's good enough for them. So eventually Ascent is going to try to do something, and then in the chaos, maybe Tiger can go huge.
Well, Tiger is in
Position.
kind of position. Yeah, he's in position. He just needs the distraction to potentially get this backstep. But Neo knows, so Ascent should not be caught by this. So I see Umbrak kind of. Okay, he's standing in spawn now. Tiger, essentially, nope. Umbrak is back out of spawn. I'm not really sure exactly. Oh, he's been spotted now.
He's good.
An accidental rocket jump. Pogo from Korbeck hits Tiger. Yeah, they didn't.
He didn't
spot it.
notice, I believe.
Nobody noticed.
No.
Ooh, Tiger was scared because I think he uncloaked a little bit, but nobody really heard it either, I guess, so.
Surely they know it's a spy, like, because Swift has not done anything for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, this.
Surely they know.
They do know, but they just can't seem to find him. Neo is so close to finding Tiger at this point, but he's just barely missing. And actually, they've grown a little bit impatient. They put Kredu on the sniper here on the right side, but SVIFT is just holding so passively. Ascent just needs to either find this spot. Oh, Tiger bumps into Neo, but
he has been spotted for sure now.
Oh, but he bumped into him, but he didn't actually get a shot on him, so they still don't know. Tiger's just in such a weird spot now. Like, he's just walking around aimlessly, trying to do anything. He now has his eyes on the sniper, but he can't really get that either because Flu is now on the spy and Crate is back on scout. So now, I mean, Flu can try. Maybe Flu will actually have a little bit more luck. I mean, Babs cannot hide in spawn, so Flu.
Hey, what spy do you watch? I watch the other one.
I'm watching Flu right now.
Okay, I keep an eye on Tiger then.
All right, nice. Well, Flu, he's slowly making his way into position. Babs actually is switching to kind of an awkward spot to hold. She's standing like on the point, which is a lot worse than the normal sitting behind the back. And actually, Babs, Flu just barely being spotted. Samzy, I think, spotted Flu there and body blocked as Flu wanted to go for the backstab. Polygon goes down. This is a frag for Ascent to potentially play off of. They still know that Spy is there, so they do know that there's only 3 fragging classes on second for them to potentially push in, but they just need to make their way through, and they have 4 minutes. And again, they're going to be walking back. They don't really get anything in time, and this is just playing into the hands of SVIFT and into the hands of Tiger, who is still there. I feel like I've seen this before, you know, a Spy just sitting there for minutes on end. Flu sacking in, gets 1 rocket onto Babs, and that's all he was gonna get. And well, yeah, this is very. I mean, Ascent just needs to play a little bit more risky. They can't just be sitting at Tiger on cloaks. He goes for it, and 5 minutes down the drain, he's dead. And now Ascent's gonna try to just roll this in. They are already in lobby, so they should be able to at least make it through balcony. They pop.
This is why you don't Uber first on Snake Water last. No, they are fucked.
Well, I mean, not really. They managed to get up pretty. Oh, Elikor goes down. Flu finds a frag in cheese, but yeah, this didn't really work out. They tried to get out, but unfortunately Elikor was disconnected from the Uber, so there wasn't really anything he could do to survive. It almost worked out, but now SVIFT on the point. They get core back. Heavy scout on the point, but they all go down, and it's going to be 3-1 for SVIFT with 2.5 minutes left. Do you believe in a comeback?
No, not at all. Too short. It's too short, man.
You don't believe in your French brethren to pull the comeback?
If they put 2 rounds in 2 minutes 30, I will give you 3 hats.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I've seen this before, 2 rounds in 2 minutes. Let's see what's going on this mid.
Okay.
As Ascent needs to go into overdrive right now, and that's exactly what Flu is doing right now, jumping straight through over to point Korvac. Once again, the double soldier aggression, getting that med pick very early, and they're getting everybody else. Semzi's alone. Really weak, gets cleaned up. Tiger is behind, is going to be DMing Kredu and Flu a little bit, trying to just be a bit of a nuisance, trying to buy his team some time. But he's going to at least get some time, but he will go down eventually. And Ascent is now making their way onto second. They have the full Uber advantage. They got the wipe, which is what they needed. And now, with that scout on second, actually, they're going to be waiting. I actually kind of like this. They're trying to be patient. They're waiting on their players. They're not going to just roll straight in. They have a little bit of margin to wait around. So now they have their spawners. Now they're going to be pushing in. Which side is going to be? It's going to be the right side. We're in scout demo. See that heavy straight in. Neo is going to just try and get onto the point. He sacks for the sticks. The players are now on the point. There's a lot of time on the point. They're capping it. And that's going to be the first round. Ombrek on the point. And the cap is going to be 3, 2, and 1 more round for Ascent. And what do I see? I see another minute.
A nice round, yeah. If they do exactly the same one, they can technically equalize. I believe the last round was just 1 minute, not much longer. So
yeah, no.
Is SVIFT going to mid? Yes, they are.
Oh, I don't. This is what caused Lego to give up those rounds before. Very aggressive bombs. This time they don't really get the medic. They just get the demo, but the rest of Ascent all is committing straight in. Babs goes down. No heals. It's just Ombrek and Elikor against 4. And it won't be enough. Those bombs just didn't work out the second time. And unfortunately, it's going to be 3-2. SVIFT gets out victorious for that first map.
Yeah. Very good job by SVIFT, and that spy play was what tipped the game in their favor. They burnt so much time in what was otherwise a very close match, because Ascent played quite nice against what is supposed to be the top seed of the season 28, I believe. Well, can we actually call SVIFT the top seed?
No.
Or is it too early?
No. I've said this before. I do not agree with the first seed that everyone's throwing around. This is their 4th map that they've played in this season that has gone between 1 round. They did it against Antic. They did it against Chokebusters. They didn't do it against none. I guess it's the 3rd map, but still, they've been playing teams very close. And while it's a good attribute for your team to be able to grind out maps, I mean, you saw this. This feels more like I don't know if it's really SVIFT who's excelling or if it's just Ascent just not being able to get the rounds in.
To be honest, I think Ascent played as well as they could. Nobody choked. They had very good plays, and they made very good things out of very bad situations a lot of the time. But yeah, pushing out of last on Snakewater is just very, very difficult, as it is on most 5 CP maps actually. So yeah, that's literally, I don't have the answer to what Ascent could have done differently in that situation. They have to push through an Uber charge, a demo man sticky trap, and 5 players. All of that while having 1 player watching the last because they don't know where the spy is.
Well,
So yeah, it's very difficult. Do you wanna look at some logs? Maybe.
Let's look up some logs. Let's look up some logs. Let's look at those stats.
There we go.
See who got the big air shots and who did not. And actually, I'm just gonna look at damage. Why not? Let's just go for the top damage. And who? It's Elikor. It's the big demo who gets all the heals. I can't actually look at heal stats. So I don't know if that's true, but he definitely has shown up very well on this map. 2010, quite doing a lot better than the SVIFT demo with 1114, though I think that might at least slightly be affected by the fact that there was a lot of holding, and I think Elikor was the one that was always in front in pushes, so it's also a bit of a playstyle difference. So I'm not gonna claim that Ali had a bad map, but I mean, not exemplary stats, but you know,
TF2
they won. That's what's important. They
when you
won.
try to push. Yeah, and it looks like it was very calculated as well. They dropped Ali like a couple times trying to push last, and it almost looked like it played on their hand because it triggered Ascent to try to push out and to bait them into a situation that wasn't good. You see?
Yeah, that's. I very much agree with that.
Frags wise, the scouts from SVIFT went huge though.
Yeah, there's very good frags on both sides, showing off also their little different play styles. MZ has the higher KD with the 23 and 9, and then Tiger being the more sacrificial scout, one who was in sacks a lot more and played just more aggressively, getting the 17 deaths. But both scouts doing very well in their respective roles. So yeah, that definitely being. I mean, the scouts on Ascent did pretty decently as well, but obviously they didn't do as well as the scouts.
The big test for them is going to be just right now on Viaduct.
Yes.
So. Because what is Viaduct besides a deathmatch and team play map? No stalemates to hide.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be it's definitely gonna be quite a test. I'm
love watching Viaduct games. I don't know about you, man.
What'd you say?
I love watching Viaduct games.
Oh yeah, Viaduct games are very fun, very chaotic. It's yeah, it's gonna be quite entertaining. But just thinking back to the official they had last week, where they played against Nunya on this map, I think they went like 3-0, and I mean it was a little bit of a roll, so there's not really too much to take from. Well, it wasn't completely a roll, but
what we can take from is that SVIFT players have better deathmatch than Nunya players.
Well, yeah,
but
yeah.
I think at this point most people know, and I'm not bashing Nunya players. It's quite normal. Like SVIFT players are more experienced.
Yeah, I mean it's also that I think that Nunya was playing with like as a little bit of a more like fluid roster. Like they've been playing with a couple different players a little bit throughout the season, so they're not as like tuned in like synergy wise within players as well. While I think SVIFT has been playing with this lineup for a little bit longer. I mean, obviously, Ali, Samzi, Silentas have been playing together since before LAN, and then Tiger has played with Ali before, so there's a bit of synergy like before that. While I think the Nunyan roster is mostly just a bunch of players cobbled together like week or so before the season started, and then they even got players like as the season started with like Tobbs and stuff. So it's I mean, there's not too much to take from it, but I'm just looking at like the log right now, and it just looks like that in particular Samzi did really well, and that Tiger sniping did quite well, but he actually suffered a little bit when it came to scout on product. But and like I don't know, it looks okay. It seems like Polygon really struggled though. He went like 10-9, which isn't.
I don't know
really
if he
that
really
great when it
struggles, or if it's a playstyle chose by Ali and Babs to like dump less heals into Polygon and just use him as a big distraction, because on Snakewater they had quite a few options to Uber him and they chose not to, because it looks to be a playstyle choice to like milk the charge as much as possible and give it more to like Ali and Scout. And if it works, yeah, why not? And what's interesting as well is that Samzi and Tiger are both decent snipers, so it opens a lot of opportunities on this map. Let's say they play standard and it doesn't work. They could do stuff like put either Samzi or Tiger on sniper and put Polygon on scout, or they can put Polygon on sniper and just keep Tiger and Samzi as scouts. So I feel like they have a lot of options there.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of options, but I think both teams have pretty capable snipers. I think Kratos sniping was also very very solid when he played on the old Ascent roster, and Neo used to be, if I remember correctly, like the go-to sniper on the top 5 Rockets roster as well. So both of those players have played sniper before, and it won't be like it's not like they're. It'll be quite interesting to see exactly how they will approach.
What score do you think we're going to see?
I think Kradu and Tiger will be the snipers for this game, if the team so choose to play that way. But it's normal. We're going for normal sniper or normal cookie cutter lineups right now, as the soldiers from SVIFT are going to be going very aggressively. Both soldiers bombing in, but the Elikor bombing in as well and gets Ali and Babs. But the soldiers and the scouts from SVIFT will be the ones that get more frags than the Ascent players, and there's just Kradu left. Both medics did go down, died around the same time, so it's going to be even Ubers, but SVIFT will be in control of the point.
Well, man, I was watching Ombrak, the poor guy just got absolutely destroyed. Just as he hits the second rocket, there's a sticky at his feet, like almost it was a set play. And now what am I saying? Ascent are trying to push because they know Babs doesn't have charge, and it looks like to work. They still can afford to trade because they had the better spawns, but now they capped, and it's a 5-on-4 situation. Tiger is up, Sam's is up in 5, whereas Flew has 20-second respawn. The disadvantage.
Oh, but Babs is down. This is horrible. No heals for SVIFT. Great stuff from Elikor to get that frag, and now Silentis Polygon going down as well, trying to go for the frag onto Umbrak. The Uber is now also up for Ascent. SVIFT has 2 players in. Senzi is hiding by that rock by Cliff, but he's spotted. They're going to be forced out, and Ascent is at least attempting to establish a little bit of a forward hold, and Ali actually getting caught in that Cliff area is going to go down. The forward hold will get shattered now by SVIFT, but Ascent has now gone into the normal point holding position. SVIFT is going to be trying to get the force onto Umbrak. They force the Uber, and they're just going to go straight in, try to get onto Babs. Babs gets completely chased down. She goes down. Silentis gets behind, and now Umbrak is going to have to try and get out safely, but the soldiers have their aim set onto Umbrak and also onto Korvac and Elikor as they all go down. SVIFT back in control of the point.
Destroyed by Umbrak and Elikor. It's just a shame that they can't stop the floodgates on all the other choke point, but it really shows the will of Ascent to not let Babs get a new charge and to play by their own rhythm.
This is not really working out. I presume that they wanted to go for a little sack wave, but instead they kind of just lost everyone on Cliff, and now
it didn't happen it didn't look as a sack wave because Umbrak went out with them, right?
Well, yeah, it seemed. I guess in my head I thought that that's what they were going to do, but that's not what they ended up doing, and now they're trying to bust a non-existent forward hold with Korvac on Pyro, so there goes Flu jumping in the left. He has sacked, I guess, so he's dead. And Ali is now trying to just shoot some sticks, some pipes onto the left side, onto the combo.
So much damage.
Ascent, and this is they are just in such an awkward position. They should just go back at the spawn and then just rethink the situation. With Korvac launches Ali. What an air shot from Korvac. Ali is dead. And Kradu gets the drop onto Babs as well. Umbrak is dead, but this is quite a, I guess, good job from Ascent to recover from whatever that push out of left side was. They actually go onto the crits now for that little bit of an advantage. And now everybody going to be coming in from the left side. Polygon spots the push in, and now Ascent is going to try to just do a little bit of a dry push and then utilize that crits later on. They're trying to bomb in right now. Korvac gets some damage onto Ali, but a counter bomb coming in from Polygon gets body blocked. He's dead next to Flu and Kredu there. Now the point is goes towards Ascent. Flu jumping around trying to maybe get some rockets onto Babs, but nothing really just yet. The crit is now almost up, and I think this is going to be an Elocor crits, and I want to see what he's going to do with it. It's now up. It's 80% Uber. Crits pop. There comes the crit stickies. Nothing really being hit just yet. He gets one out the Tiger. Silentis is very weak. Goes down. Ali's going to be bombing onto Umbrak. They're going to need to get that frag. They get it, and now it's going to be 3v5. And they need to force that Babs Uber. Blue tried to jump in before and get that force, but not too much. They're just spamming Babs right now, and just the players on the point. Korvac will be bombing in aggressively. Babs will commit that Uber, and now the rest of Ascent will be backing off. Flu stuck behind, but he's going to get probably cleaned up. Actually, he's going to be in spawn. He's on like 20 HP, so he's going to be a non-issue for most of this.
There he goes.
Yes, but the crit's advantage is coming up again for Ascent. They have 80%, so another attempt for Elocor to maybe get a little bit of a more explosive crits in this time. Crits is up. They're going to try it again. The crits is up. Sticky's flying around. He doesn't really get any frags, really get some damage on the players bombing in, but
Polygon.
Nothing really in the end. Polygon in. Great frag. Korvac gets the cleanup, but Polygon gets the med frag and the demo frag, which are definitely the more important frags to get. And now 9 seconds left on the point for SVIFT. Ascent has to get in. Neo finds the frag onto Ali, but they need to get on the point quickly. And there's no one who can really get in, but Elocor and Kredu get on the point just in time. But they're all cleaned up on the point now by the soldiers. And now that will be the first round going towards SVIFT.
Very nice gameplay. I like to see this kind of crits plays, but unfortunately the second one on Cliff was called like 10 years before they actually popped that this was going to be the play. Like they just sit there for like 30 seconds and then they just use from the same position. I mean, they have to be incredibly lucky in order to hit a sticky completely blind. But on now second mid, Fluo is going for a very aggressive play onto Babs.
Pipe from Elocor onto Babs, but Umbrak does straight after. This mid is basically over for the Ascent players. They're just going to be trying to just throw everyone in, see if they can get some frags. They get Ali, but nah, their players are too weak. They're getting cleaned up now. And Umbrak does spawn a little bit faster than Babs, but actually won't really be too significant, as will be even.
Yeah, and Umbrak opts to stay with the regular gun this time. And as Ali is still down, it looks like Ascent is going to dry push, but once again the connector is not watched. Fortunately, Silentes whiffs all its shots. It was like the easiest shots he had the whole map so far, but yeah, I guess sometimes it doesn't connect. And now, now that Ascent has the point, Fluo is dead, and that's a bit of pressure lacking that allows the red scouts to put some captain. Very well played. They play on the corner that Elocor has the most difficulties to spam, and they're able to cap it for free. Ubers are equal. I see a red soldier trying to run for his life. It's Silentes who did another bomb attempt and now he's dead. So the connector is open. Fluo is looking to exploit this, but he's denied quite well. And Elocor has a lot of room. I believe we are going to see cap time. No, we are going to see an Uber from Babs, forced by Korvac, and Umbrak opts to keep his own charge and to fall back immediately. This will allow Polygon to clean up Fluo for free, and this will allow SVIFT to set up properly the hold they choose, and maybe a force play. And yeah, Umbrak pops, a soldier goes behind. Okay, they lose two, SVIFT lose 3 frags, they lose a third player, and now it's Silentes who shows up once again. Can he connect this time?
Oh, yes, the skill stick. That is very unfortunate for Ascent there. So now they have no heals. They will have even bigger disadvantage. Now, SVIFT, they can push in right about now. They have all their players. They're just kind of trying to clear out that one lost soldier on their side of the map. There is a sticky trap from Elocor that is getting cleaned up right now. And now SVIFT is just getting this point. Ascent can't really contest it too much. They are probably going to just be sending in sackers or maybe do a little bit of a play. There they come in. All the players are just jumping straight in, and Babs will get synced and will drop her Uber. They need to keep Umbrak alive right now. Ascent, actually, they're just getting so many frags it won't even really matter. But Well, maybe I spoke a little bit too
What are they
soon.
doing? They need to push. What are they doing?
Neo, I don't think Neo just doesn't have faith in getting all the cleanup there. He should have, but he didn't. They're just willing to wait it out, just go with that full Uber advantage, push that way instead of hoping that your scout hits everything. And they're basically getting the point, but SVIFT won't give it away for free. They are definitely trying to spam Umbrak and maybe get some lucky shots, get that frag. Slentis and Polygon in, but Polygon launched behind. Not really getting too much done.
Umbrak has to pop.
Yeah, this is not exactly what they were looking for. They're trying to get in some frags, just let Neo go straight through, but nothing really you can find. Korba gets onto Babs a little bit, but doesn't land a rocket. Now they're getting caught behind the point, gives Ascent a little bit of an in. Babs doesn't have Uber just yet, but I don't think Ascent knows that. I think Ascent's going with the assumption that he has that Uber, and their players are just kind of falling. Flu is the last one in, trying to get onto Babs, and will also go down.
I'm very curious about how much frags Samzi and Tiger have already, because they are top scoring by quite a large margin in front of Babs at the moment, and it doesn't look like Ascent is really thinking one step ahead. Like on this last push, like Ali had no issue whatsoever to hide behind, and now Ali is opting to take the charge. He has faith in his pipe aim and destroys Elaku, and Umbrak dies? What? Did you see him die?
I don't know exactly what happened, but their heals are gone now, and no one can contest the point, so it'll be 2-0 for SVIFT.
I had no clue what happened, sorry. I guess they were just pressed by time and opted to still go on the point and and completely lack respect in front of the red Uber charge, but why not? What are they opting to do this time? Where is Silentes? Silentes is going inside no, he's not going in the connector, he's going behind, and Flu has complete control on the connector, but now two soldiers from SVIFT are behind, but Umbrak is still alive, Babs is still alive. It's a 2 against 4 situation. Umbrak died to Polygon. Nice job by Polygon. They will lose the point, but they will have the Uber advantage.
I think Ascent kind of saw the double soldier bomb coming. They just kind of pushed over the point as the soldiers just went behind, and then they just did a 4v6 fight. Unfortunately, Umbrak dying means that they now have to give up the point, but they won the mid fight. They get a decent amount of time on the point, and now with Neo on sniper, they could even get this little med pick if they wanted to. But players are going down, but two frags for 2 frags means that the Sax can at least come in, and Flu gets rocket onto Babs, a big direct, which will put her on 40 HP, but there's no one else to follow up on it.
And it's not looking that bad for us, and they already put 30 seconds on the clock, and they're still in the lead. But they have a bit of time to work with. It looks like the play is going to be Neo Sniper once again. What do you think about the Machina? It really shows where the sniper is, don't you think?
Yeah, well, unless you're like sitting in a really atypical angle, I don't think it really gives away your position that much, as like most angles are it's pretty clear where you're standing, and I think the damage increase is just too much to pass up. But then again, there's people that play with regular snipers, so you know, maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just a bad open caster.
And meanwhile, we saw very good decision making by Iron Babs, just opting to destroy Umbrak before he has charge, and denying the sniper on the same occasion. It looks like Ascent is out of option because they bring Neo as sniper once again, and they are now boxed onto this cliff area, onto the mid grinder. And yeah, they lose 3 players once again for nothing. And interestingly enough, SVIFT is not opting to forward hold. It looks like they are confident enough on their hold near the point. But this time Umbrak will most likely have his Uber charge, unless Silentes. Yep.
Well, they got the force, you know, that's something, but the Met being dead is definitely a little bit of a bummer. Now, with about a minute left to push in, they're gonna just try and do a little bit of they're going for just a dry push. They're not gonna go try and sack in, try to get the med or anything. They're just gonna go straight for it. Have faith in their DM to Soldier jumping crisscross, but Umbrak is going to go down to Salenta jumping in, and all these soldiers getting all these frags. Tiger also gets a frag onto Coreback and Elo Core, trying to get onto the medic, and well, this is very bad, and SVIFT now is finally going to pull out the forward hold they haven't shown before, and well, with 35 seconds left, they're going to have to somehow bust through this choke point here on the left side. They're getting through quite well, Flu. They get Salentes, and Polygon actually can get dropped here as well. So Babs is just dropping players just so that she can pop on the point later on as the Ascent players get on and just put them in a very position they can't really win. And they haven't forced it yet. It's 10 seconds left, and now, I mean, this is going to be horrible. The Uber has now been popped. They're trying to go forward into this, which allows the Ascent players onto the point, which is not exactly how you want to go with this. They get Umbrak, so no heals, but Ascent players can now, with the Uber faded, can actually engage in the DM fight, but they seem to be losing it. And there it is. Their players have been wiped off the map, and it's going to be a 3-0 win for SVIFT.
When Tiger has 5 dominations.
Not 6 dominations. I'm disappointed.
He's mad too on the chat.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
Expected better.
Yeah. But then again, with Viaduct being the only Koth map on the pool, gets played so little compared to 5 CPs that it can be understandable that Ascent chose not to focus on it.
Yeah, it's yeah, definitely the product is a map that tends to be the weakness of a lot of teams. So there's only like a team or two that can kind of consider themselves like a team that's considerably confident enough to pick it in like playoff situations. So yeah, we probably won't be seeing this map again from the Ascent crew. I mean, the old Ascent roster also wasn't exactly a team that was very clearly, they weren't very good at it either, so we'll see.
What we can see on the logs is the staggering ratio and damage of Tiger.
Well, sometimes there's just not much you can do, and it seems like this was definitely one of those occasions where somebody's going absolutely ham, and there's just nothing you can do about it. And yeah, 27-5, that's a very dominating scout performance, and Semzi backing him up as well with 18-7. It's very brutal to look at stats in proto games like this. I mean, honestly, if I look at these logs, I'd say that Nunya probably did a better job against SVIFT than Ascent did, which is pretty sad.
I wanna point out the plays by Silentes. Even though he scored only 17 frags, I believe a lot of them were Umbrax. He was really a pain in the back of the Ascent roster. He has very good timing on this map on his with his jumps. Yeah, he really disrupted a lot the dry pushes that Ascent was trying to do. Maybe identifying the weakness that Ascent doesn't keep the scouts very close to Umbrak and exploiting it pretty well. So yeah. The heals on the heals perspective, yeah. We can see the very big difference in playstyle if we look at who heals who. And with Elacor taking the most heals, Fluo really has almost nothing to work with, and it can be a very depressing job as soldier when you're on Viaduct. You have no heals and you have to jump to make room, and there are 2 scouts in front of you, and one of them is Tiger. Now, speaking of Tiger, we have people we could speak to.
Ooh, the interview guests. We have the medic the medic of Umbrak, the medic of Ascent, Umbrak, and we have the scouts, one of the scouts from SVIFT, Tiger. Hello.
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 How are you two doing?
Pretty good.
Bad.
Pretty good.
Why do you have to give these depressing answers? You can just say I'm doing okay, you know? I mean,
I lost.
my day was going pretty good. you know, I had to. My aid ended in a bit of a bummer, but like work was nice, or you know, the weather outside was pretty good. Like
you're telling me for like you're talking for myself. Why would I bother?
I'm just
everything.
You know,
that guy
come on, man. Just I don't want this to be a depressing interview, okay?
It's okay. Don't worry. I can handle myself.
I hope so. Well.
Nice interview so far.
Anyway,
we didn't prepare anything. Be gentle, please.
Let's talk about the first map. So the first map is Snakewater, right? And map went quite close. I mean, it ended up going down to the last mid, not really working out for Ascent, and that was the only thing which really was separating.
No, it's not. It's not that at all. It's not that at all.
Okay, well...
But it's not, like, many stuff happened way before in the game, and the last mid was like a desperation mid.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we didn't lose because we lost our last middle, we lost because of other reasons.
Speaking of reasons, one of them could be the Tiger Spy.
I'm trying to have a good interview here, and
yeah,
I'm not even allowed to ask my questions. Accurate, you know? Like, this is just... Look. All right.
Okay, go ahead. I'm not.
All right. So I understand that there were misplays earlier, but in that moment when it was 3-2 with a minute left, it ended up very close.
Well, what else are you gonna do? You have to go in.
Yeah, and it's like you barely didn't get the golden cap, and
no, but we weren't even in their last.
No, what it was, like, you've got a minute left, you have to fucking roll them on mid. Like, you can't just win the mid, you have to kill the mid, you have to wipe them pretty much.
Yeah.
And so they had to go balls deep, and because they didn't wipe, even if they won the mid and didn't wipe us.
I'm just giving context to the game and then going into the question. Like, please.
Okay.
Like, just let me ask. I haven't even asked the question yet. Okay. Anyway. So it was 3-2. It was very close when it comes to rounds. Looking at the rounds instead.
Yes, that's better.
So you didn't end up pulling out the win, but are you happy with how you did Snakewater, at least pulling it to 3-2, or you think you maybe should have come out with the win, and that's to Umbrak?
I feel like we played really well. I mean, I think everyone considering we threw again against Weeps, I think everyone expected us to lose quite heavily, and I think we played really well. We were in the lead at some point, and we countered them pretty well. We won most of the mids, beside that last one. So I'm pretty happy about how we played. I think we took a bit too much time to push out of our last, and then we lost the round anyway because it's really hard to push out from Snakewater. So I think like we lost a round from a push out that was a mistake, but I think we had to make that mistake in order to come back into the game. Somehow we had to lose a round in order to win 2 more. So I know it doesn't really make sense, but I think we played well.
It kind of makes sense.
I think we played well. My calls were really good. I remember last week I said my calls were really bad versus whip turn tactics. I think on this one I was really good. I mean, as an individual person, I think I played really well. And I think that shows on how the team performs. So I don't know. I think we played well, and I don't think SVIFT expected us to be such a good opposition.
We just played like shit.
Well, I was gonna ask, how do you feel about it getting so close?
Well, we didn't win a single mid, I don't think, apart from the last one.
I think that's the biggest issue, just not winning mids.
Well, yeah, because you look at the rounds that went after it, like they just rolled us to last or something like that. But luckily, we were pretty good at holding certain areas and, well, not watching things because we got back capped as well. But that was more just a flank thing. I don't know. We played alright. It was okay.
Did you feel any pressure on the last round of Snakewater when the round just before was like 1 minute and it was
no,
1
not
minute
really.
left?
We had a bit of a weird discussion going on in Mumble. It wasn't actually about the game, so no, I don't think people were worried about it. Really.
That's how they respect their adversary, their opponents, you know.
Yeah, before that they get a spy that burns 5
I mean.
minutes and then that.
Yeah, I am the Archon. recons by?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really expect us to win the last round. Like 1 minute and 4 seconds, it's really hard, especially against a team like SVIFT that know how to react to what the other team can do. So, like 3-2 was okay. I didn't really believe in the 3-3 unless unexpected circumstances, like going heavy NG sniper to mid, something like that. So no, I didn't really expect us to take that to the golden cap anyway.
So about Viaduct, did you what did you practice on Viaduct on Brack?
Nothing. I think that showed. No,
you didn't
no.
play the map in
No. Before the game, I actually watched STV from SVIFT versus Lego. That was pretty close. Like that was 3-2 to SVIFT, and so we basically knew what to get ready for. And apparently, my team forgot everything, but in the span of 5 seconds before I say everything to be wary about, and when the timer begins. So I don't know. I felt like I'm not trying to say. No, I'm actually saying it, but I think this team relies heavily on how I call, and if they don't listen to me, then it goes to shit, like it did today, like it does this, in these last few days. And we had stuff kind of ready, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's like when you play versus a team that's better than you, and you have such a close map that was like, oh boy, we almost could have taken that map, taken the points. It's very hard to in the mind to stay focused and play as well, because usually you're like, God, we played that well and we got nothing out of it. Like, what's the point? I think maybe something like that happened, but I don't know. And I think pretty much like we knew if we had a shot, it was on Snakewater and maybe not on Product, because it's one of our weak maps nowadays. So I don't know, when you play Tiger who plays DM 25 hours a day. It's really hard to.
It's rude.
He didn't say it's wrong though. He didn't say it's wrong though.
Is it true, Tiger?
No, obviously.
It is.
It's only 24 hours in the day.
It's lying.
Oh yeah, and so on week 5, Tiger, you're going to face Lego. Do you have any thoughts about the game?
We should win.
Easily?
He didn't say we could. He said we should.
Oh yeah.
That's the confidence in this guy.
Well, yeah, we should win. I don't know. Like, I think we could beat Lego.
Are you gonna practice before?
Don't know. Depends if we get scrims. Probably.
Okay, because I just want to tell people we lost to a team who didn't practice this week. That's how bad we are, or how good they are. That depends on how you see the situation.
Positive you want to be, yes. Just see the glass half filled on Brack. Come on. You didn't play so bad, man.
No, I think I played well, and I was so angry when I don't know if you catch this if you got this on cam, but at some point Senators jumps me and I have a crazy escape. And
is this when he melee'd you?
Yeah, and I'm like, please help me, Senators on me, I'm juking him, and then I die, and I'm like, what the fuck, guys? What are you doing?
I saw that. And I saw that one. It was funny.
I don't know. I felt like that's how good I was and how bad my team was. Boom, shots fired.
Do you have names you want to spill in front of the TF?
Fluo, Neo, and Korvac.
Ooh. Someone's getting
and Tiger as well.
What have I done? I fucking raped you guys.
No.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I slammed you guys.
I like it.
I disposed of you gently. Let's put it that way.
All right. Anyway, I think that's all the questions.
So
we're
about
ask.
our week 5, we're not playing because Antic has dropped the competition. So we have. I'm doing the question and the answers now, and so we have more time.
All right. Well, I'm glad that our experienced caster is giving us some insight.
We played all the good teams in the league now. Yes, I'm calling Nunya and Chocostas trash.
Ooh.
And that's a joke, of course, because we lost to them all the time. So anyway, you know. But I don't know. We played all the teams. We had a decent fight, so I think we can still make it to the playoffs if we take 12 points out of the 12 remaining. So. Yeah, we're gonna beat SVIFT in grand finals, I believe.
Ooh.
Fired too low, Panda, man.
Oh yeah, this nerd. Okay, we're gonna go 3rd then.
Okay.
So how many points do you have now? You have 9. So yeah, you pretty much need 12.
Yeah.
At least 10. I'd
That
say.
could be enough. Like, please don't choke. And
We're not gonna choke. Don't worry.
oh, it's been 3 times now that you're like 1 round difference on one map.
That's not choking. That's still winning.
Yeah, but that's from a team of your standard. You know, you're like, oh, I'm expecting them to win 5-0 every night.
But we don't win 5-0. That's not the point. We still win.
Yeah, you're like a French national team.
Wins a win, boys.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well,
Strong
if you have any shoutouts?
Yeah, let's stop.
Start yourself, man.
Stop or start?
Start.
Okay. Shout out to my team.
Even when you call everyone
Okay.
out.
We could have won this one, and I believe if we step up our gaming edges and play DM like Tiger every night, we can win next game. Shout out to you guys for letting me casting somehow, or doing
No problem.
the interviews. Shout out to Vito on the camera. Give that man some love in chat, please. He's nuts. And shout out to Swift for a good game. And I'm not bullying you. What are you talking about? And shout out to people who watch. I hope it was entertaining. And follow me on Twitter, Ascent._Umbrac.
Your turn, Tiger.
Shout out to my team for good games. Shout out to Ascent for fun games. Shout out to Sil for pickaxing Umbrac and tilting him off the face of the earth.
Sure, you blow.
And shout out to Swift NA. It's my other team. Both doing pretty well this season. That's it.
Twiggy, you have a shout out?
Yeah, I have shoutouts to Swan, shoutouts to Martin, and shoutouts to Shug and Jesus watching right now. Your turn, Fire.
Shoutouts to my team and shoutouts to HiipFire.com. It's a website that exists. And,
Don't go there.
Unless Beater wants to jump in and show himself. Is that it? No, Beater does not want a shout out. All right, well, he's done. So we're all done. I hope you enjoyed this cast and this interesting interview that we just had. But check us out on the website, teamfortress.tv. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch right here.
And me on Twitter.
Go to the Twitter. Follow Umbrac on Twitter. Follow Tiger on Twitter. Follow Twiggy on Twitter. Does he have a Twitter? Do you have a Twitter?
No, I don't.
Follow Tiger for juicy DM tips.
This is a good idea. I do actually recommend this as well. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. See ya. Peace.
Bye.